Hello again and welcome to another 140k Imperial Guard Tactics video. Now before we get into today's video, I would like to say a huge thank you to Kevin Lindsay for sending in some truly epic pictures of his shotgun veteran squad. Absolutely fantastic. You've really done these models. You've really done the guard proud. I really like the mixture of Cadian and Scion parts and the really well converted shotguns. If anyone's interested, Kevin has given me a quick overview of how he makes them. He cuts the flash hiders off and glues them on top of scopes. That's actually a really clever way of making the shotguns. I'd messed around with lasgun shotguns before and I hadn't quite got it to work, and this is a really effective way of doing it. So thank you for sending these pictures in, Kevin. They look really good. Feel a little bit humbled you said that you did them because you were inspired by my shotgun veteran video. So, you know, I feel a little bit humbled there. So thank you for sending these in. If anyone else has got any cool pictures that they want me to use in my videos, please post them on my Facebook page or do what Kevin did and email them to me at mordianglorytv@gmail.com. And don't worry, those links and email addresses will be down in the video description below. So today, guys, I want to do a quick video on where I think we're headed as Imperial Guard, at least until we get our new codex and we find out what special rules and special bits we might get for our army. But in the meantime, where are we headed as a faction? Well, I feel that we're going down an all too familiar path. Which is not to say it's a bad path at all, but it's an all too familiar one. Which is that with the increase in damage output that we're seeing in more and more factions, you know, you've got squads like, or armies like Death Guard and Drukhari and Marines, and even 8th edition armies which are doing very well like Sisters and Adeptus Mechanicus, who are really able to kick out a lot of damage. I mean, the new Dark Elder, it's truly a sight to behold on the table when you see them just slice through other armies so well, because they've got so much damage output. And they don't care about your toughness and they don't care about your durability. They are going to overwhelm. We've talked about this in the past, which is if you have an enemy army which is so damn durable, the way you can beat that is by just totally overwhelming its capacity to be durable. For example, with Death Guard, you can either just drown them in thousands of lasgun bolts a game and just say, I don't care about your 2 wounds or you're reducing damage by 1, I'm just hitting you with so much damage 1 it doesn't matter. Or you go the other way and you just hit them with one so powerful shot that their reduced damage and their 2 wounds means nothing. And Death Guard, don't get me wrong, they have an eye-watering win rate at the moment. So, and Dark Elder have a really good example of just totally overwhelming that. But it also has some implications for some of us, if I'm being generous, mid-tier armies. To be fair, Guard is probably a tier 4, it's struggling maybe tier 3 army, but it's not a tier 1 or top tier army. So, what does that mean for Guard? Well, unfortunately, if you have an army like Dark Elder who is able to overwhelm the most durable faction's durability, then it means that our attempts at durability will be even easier for them to overwhelm. So, taking lots of chimeras or a mixture of chimeras and hybrid guard and tank forces, you know, the Dark Elder won't find it that difficult to pull those apart limb by limb. They like doing that because they just have the firepower to destroy our most durable units. Even things like Bulgrins are going to start struggling because they've got so much dark light. You know, your standard Dark Elder army, we're seeing it now, isn't going into battle with anything less than 15 anti-tank weapons. Either it's blasters, or it's dark lances, or it's heat lances. Heat lances are definitely a bit of a hidden gem. They are going in there with a lot of durability busting weapons, because they not only do they have the volume of fire, 15 is good, and they have the quality to shoot that. I mean, you've got Trueborn hitting on 2s, ignoring modifiers. Now the fact that Archons and whatnot have got, well, they always had, I guess, real 1 bubble, but you know, you're seeing a lot more durability, and not durability, you're seeing a lot more firepower, and that firepower hitting more accurately. And now you're seeing it in greater volume. The Dark Elder truly are able to overwhelm people's durability. So where do I think we're headed? Well, I think we're headed down the path of, it doesn't matter what your general toughness is in the army. I literally mean as in the toughness stat, strength, toughness. And And it doesn't matter about your armor save, it's all about the wound count. And this is when we start heading down this path, it's when I start really leaning into my pure infantry. And we may not be there yet, it may be a bit premature, but this is where I'm feeling we're taking these first couple of steps down this path. Where it's a case of, it doesn't matter how durable your unit is, what its toughness stat is, what its save stat is, because those things don't matter because the enemy has the firepower to basically overwhelm them. You know, most Dark Light is AP -4, no save. Most Dark Light is either strength 8 or strength 9, or it's strength 8 with a +1 to wound and a reroll to wound in it. So your toughness doesn't really matter, because if you're wounding on 4s but then have a full reroll, like with Obsidian Rose, then you're seeing that's a 75% likelihood to get through your armor. And if you have strength 8 but +1 to wound, that's a 66% chance to get through your armor. So you've got either 75% or 60% chance for the enemy to get through your armor. So your toughness save doesn't mean anything either. Your toughness value doesn't mean anything either. So what that means is it comes down to purely how many wounds for points you can put down. Point to wound ratio efficiency. And this is where we start taking those inexorable steps down that we end up doing every edition. So we did it in 6th, we did it in 7th. If it wasn't for Leaf Blow, we'd done it in 5th, but we did it in 6th, 7th, 8th, and now we're getting there in 9th. It comes down to how many wounds you can get on there, and what is the most point for wound efficient unit in your army. By and large, it is Guardsmen. Now, obviously, now with conscripts being half a point cheaper, there is an argument to be made there. So I'll lump them all together and just call them infantry. We started to get to that point where it's like, okay, you could put 120 wounds of armor down. That's basically the equivalent of 10 12 wound vehicles. Or you could put down over 300 wounds. Maybe that's a little exaggeration. We'll say 250 wounds if you go down the infantry route. Yeah, those 120 wounds are toughness 8. Yeah, those 120 wounds have got a 3+ save. But as I've said, as I pointed out, that doesn't really matter so much. You've got 120 wounds versus 250 wounds. You know, if you go down things like Wilderness Survivors, those 250 wounds have all got a 4+ save. It's not too much different from a 3+ save, I guess. It's kind of funny when you put it that way, isn't it? So I feel like that is the path that we're heading down. I've hinted at this in a few other videos, but I just wanted to do a more cohesive video on it and explain why I think we're going down there. Like I said, we're starting to see some real firepower out there. And if what it boils down to, if I was to summarize the video, try and do this a bit more professionally and less rambly. If I was to summarize the video, it doesn't really matter how tough you are. If everything dies as easily as each other in the guard, then you may as well get the most of something that you can get. If everything dies, if you can take 30 guardsmen with upgrades for the price of a Lehman Russ with upgrades, one's got 30 wounds and one's got 12 wounds. Which one's better? Well, in my opinion, it's the 30 wounds for the guardsmen. Because what edition are we in at the moment, guys? There's two ways this can go. We're in the edition of durability, and we're in the edition of firepower. Now, or should I say, I mean fire, I mean like damage output. But we're really in the edition of durability. But what we're really in, sorry, what I meant to say is, a little tired. What I meant to say is we're in the edition of elite infantry. And so what many other armies are doing, what they're really doing is doubling down. What I'm seeing armies like Marines, what I'm seeing Marines in all their flavours, what I see armies like Death Guard doing is really, and armies like Demons, Chaos Demons, I'm seeing them really double down on the elite side of the game. So Demons are now, there's a list out there that's tearing the meta up. Just 7 big demon monsters. That's kind of interesting. 7 hyper durable demons. Death Guard. We are seeing less and less Plague Marines being taken, and more Death Guard Terminators being taken. In terms of Marines, we are seeing less and less intercessors being taken. We are seeing more and more gravis armor being taken. In terms of Dark Angels, everyone thought that the Ravenwing was going to be the hot shit, and they are very, very good. But you know what we're seeing every Ravenwing list starting to take, every Dark Angels list starting to take? That sweet mix of Ravenwing and Deathwing. Deathwing are creeping their way in. That's what we're seeing. So everyone is min-maxing as much as they can because they're trying to be as durable as possible, model for model. See, with Guard, we don't want to do that. We can only get so durable model for model. I mean, if we turn up with 27 Bulgarians, maybe that's as durable as we can get. The other way you can go is, rather than going for model by model efficiency, you go for durability. You go for overall army durability. You do that by just taking more wounds than everyone else. You look at Custodies, they're doing really well. Look at Harlequins, they're doing very well because they have great model by model durability. There's two ways to do it. You either go for points per durability or model by model durability. And I would say with Guard, we're going down that route of, look, I'm turning up with 250 wounds. And they're all Guardsmen and conscripts and veterans and infantry like that, but I'm turning up with 250 wounds. And your Darklands, you can have 15 Darklands shots against me a turn. You can have 20. You can have your 7 or 8 entropic cannon shots against me per turn. You can throw out all the mortal wounds, and your big demons can come flying in and tear pieces. I don't care. That big demon is going to tear apart 2 or 3 Guardsman squads before dying. That's how you got to play it, man. That's how I think it's going. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think we're going down more and more elite efficiency? Do you think... I think this could go two ways at this point. I think either... Okay. I think it goes one or two ways. Everyone goes as elite as possible, and you have to. You just go even more elite. The eliteness gets so concentrated. In which case, everyone starts running their Guardsmen as Scions. That's one way it'll go. Or it'll go the other way, where everyone in the Guard is turning up with 200 or 300 infantry every single game. I think there's the two routes it might go. Which one do you think it's more likely to go down? I'd be really interested to hear in the comment section. Obviously, we're talking from a Guard perspective here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like as always, please leave lots and lots of comments. I do read them all. I don't necessarily get back to them all, but I do read them all. If you like what you've seen here and you'd like to support the channel a bit further, please consider heading on over to the Patreon page. There will be a link down in the description below. All the Patreon money gets reinvested back into the channel, and I use it to fund things like the Great Mordian Restoration Project, the new YouTube series that's coming up, the Battle Bunker, or tournaments. I often use a lot of the money to go to tournaments so that I can then keep my finger on the pulse of the current meta and then bring that back and feed it back into my videos. There's absolutely no minimum or maximum. There's no levels or hidden content or anything like that. It's purely, I don't monetize any of the videos, so there's as few adverts as possible. I'll do this on just a totally volunteer donation basis. So if you want to chuck a few dollars my way, I'd be really grateful. It goes without saying, but I'll always say it. Massive thanks to my current Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this channel truly wouldn't be anywhere where it is today. And I'm really excited to show off to the Patrons and the subscribers and all the viewers the new Battle Bunker, because it's so close. End of this month, beginning of May, between end of April, beginning of May, new Battle Bunker is going to be rocking and, dare I say, rolling, and it's going to look really good. If you want to follow regular updates on that, check out the Instagram. I often post in there because it's really easy to do. It's just convenient. Just boop, 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 Instagram. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.